It is a manic Monday here at Occupy Democrats, and the walls surrounding Donald Trump are already starting to crumble. In this breaking story, you're going to find out another huge mistake he has made in the vein of his leadership style. It's not bad enough that Elon Musk is now departed and basically Doge was a complete failure. On top of that, as we both know, there's this whole DEI thing that Trump thinks somehow is going to actually please people until people literally start dying on a regular basis. And I'm going to show you that story in just a few seconds of what he just did and what it means. But first, let's take a quick skip down memory lane and also present day with regards to what he claims he wants from meritocracy and no DEI. Take a quick listen to this.
We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military.
Casey Means has been nominated for the position of Surgeon General by President Trump, and now there's a lot of controversy around that nomination.
On staffing, how would you run a government to make it more effective? What would be your criteria in choosing the senior administrators?
I want to give you a chance to address some of the critiques that people are making about the nomination.
And our country will be woke no longer.
Track record, great competence, love of what they're doing, how they're getting along with people, references.
I know you stand very strongly behind it, so you can make the case for that.
I'm very, very happy and grateful to President Trump for nominating Casey as the Surgeon General.
We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller.
They were attacking her mainly on the critique that she stopped practicing medicine.
I mean, no different than when you're running a company, how you hire top people. We have to get the best people.
They were attacking her mainly on the critique that she stopped practicing medicine. Casey was at the top of her Stanford class. She was president of her Stanford class. As a resident, she won every award that you could get for the kind of surgery that she was doing.
We need to get the best and the finest, and if we don't, we'll be in trouble for a long period of time.
You should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender.
And yet the walls in this breaking story are falling down, and funny enough, it's going to be RFK Jr. that may be the first anchor that pulls his boat in. Listen to what Trump just said about his very important nominee for Surgeon General.
You just announced a new nominee for the U.S. Surgeon General who never finished her residency and is not a practicing physician. So can you explain why you picked her to be America's top doctor?
Because Bobby thought she was fantastic. She's she's a brilliant woman who went through Stanford, and as I understand it, she basically wanted to be an academic as opposed to a surgeon. I think she graduated first in her class at Stanford. And Bobby really thought she was great. I don't know her. I listened to the recommendation of Bobby. I met her yesterday and once before. She's a very outstanding person, a great academic, actually. So I think she'll be great.
And what one of our key former Surgeon Generals actually knows from his own damn experience. Richard Carmona was the 17th U.S. Surgeon General. He is a laureate professor of public health at the University of Arizona, and this is what he has to say about Donald Trump's latest nominee. The U.S. Public Health Service traces its roots to the birth of our nation when President John Adams signed legislation in 1798 to care for sick and injured seamen. Since then, the service has remained a meritocracy grounded in competence and readiness, like all our uniformed services. President Trump's current nominee, Dr. Casey Means, holds a medical degree from a respected institution, but her professional qualifications raise significant concerns. She is not board certified, does not hold an active state medical license, never completed a medical residency, and lacks substantial experience in clinical practice, public health, policy, and scalable leadership. Leadership in the public health service must remain merit-based and above politics. Appointing a nominee who lacks the credentials expected of even entry-level officers in the Corps threatens the credibility of this proud institution. Don't you find it slightly ironic that virtually every single person that surrounds Donald Trump and all of this "we will be woke no more" and DEI and meritocracy, etc., with the exception of Tulsi Gabbard, who's a full-on sycophant, and Kash Patel, sycophant squared, or maybe times 1,000. Everybody else in Trump's world, oddly, has a similar pigmentation of me. This is not about DEI. This is about people who will simply bow to the king and love him so much that they forsake every single thing they're supposed to do or stand for regarding the title of their job description. And this does make for a very, very, very dicey future, because we could stop things right now and try to pretend it's not January 20th and beyond and go back to November. But this is a country of 330 million people. It takes a little time to actually change things once an entire string of dominoes has fallen. So this is why I say on a regular basis, Trump nominating someone who has no business in the position of Surgeon General is just emblematic of how hard it's going to be to turn around from the ship he is driving straight into the wall of destruction. You guys stay frosty.